Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dr. Bobby Hoon, and let's queer up business. Breaking news. LGBTQ Axel Miami Beach Hotel plans to close. Queer News Tonight has been on this story since the beginning of the year. Executive producer Elle Ferguson has been trying to interview hotel staff in Miami and at corporate headquarters in Barcelona. After repeated attempts, Silvia Perez Vinolas, Director of Marketing and Communication in Barcelona, confirmed the closure but asked us to wait to report the story until March. Queer News Tonight has decided that this request was unreasonable. We can report tonight that Axel Hotels, the largest LGBTQ hotel and hetero-friendly brand in the world, will close the only American location in March. According to Axel, the chain had occupancy of 3/4 LGBTQ and 1/4 heterosexual. The hotel has 8 locations in Europe, and Axel South Beach, Miami was the largest at 160 rooms. The adult-only hotel property is located at the 1500 block of Collins Avenue. The hotel opened to much fanfare with slogans like, quote, "Yeah, I'm going to Miami Beach. I'm a 90s bitch," and, quote, "I'm here, beach," end quote. Vinola said about the closure, quote, "This closing was a pure business decision from building owners since they decided to move forward with a new project, and they needed to do an important renovation to the facilities, which requires the building to be closed and available for debt for a long time. We cannot communicate this info so far, but once we can release it, we will provide you interviews and all the info you need for your story," end quote. Inquiries to property ownership were not returned. Several sources close to the hotel said that the decision was made to renovate the property into a more financially successful use of the property. It appears that the new property will have no association with the South Beach LGBTQ community. Another source close to the hotel revealed that the hotel has been market stressed for a long period since its January 2020 opening. In addition to the COVID-19 pandemic, the hotel average daily rates were generally far lower than many other comparable South Beach hotels. Axel South Beach was the largest full-service LGBTQ hotel in America that featured food and beverage, resort features, and was home to many queer South Florida events. Ironically, the only Axel in the Western Hemisphere would now be Havana. Previously, Axel South Beach was known as a Haddon Hall Hotel. Axel talks about the uniqueness of South Beach community and this gay hotel, saying on their website, quote, "In the middle of Collins Avenue, at the heart of the Art Deco universe and of pastel pink and green colors of the Flamingo Park Historic District of South Beach, you will find a building that is home to our first hotel in the USA. An authentic treasure from 1940, restored to its original grandeur and recognized with the Award for Historical Preservation and Restoration by AIA Florida. Miami is the place where everything is reinvented. Versace reinvented fashion, Gloria Estefan reinvented music, and Beckham reinvented a football team. But reinventing is maintaining the nature of a thing while adding something new that updates it," end quote. Reinvention is definitely coming with an anticipated closing of Axel South Beach on March 30th. Well, I have lived, I know South Florida for quite a long time. This will be, so far I know of 3 gay full hotels that they have tried to open. Now, the lone survivor is now Hotel Gathering. And there was another one many years ago. They flopped and changed it to a mixed, just friendly, not exclusive resort. On the other, I'm not surprised because honestly, if any kind of LGBTQ, if you're gonna cater to LGBTQ community, I can sadly say that LGBTQ community in South Florida is no longer in South Beach. Yes, we were there a long time ago.
Exactly.
But there's still some of our community members there. But the day of the halcyon days of Warsaw Ballroom and all, all the bars that lined up on Lincoln Road and everything, they're all gone now.
Oh my God.
I mean, Lincoln Road is now, there are no more like independent shops. Lincoln Road is just basically Aventura Mall, but now, you get the sun beat down on you.
Well, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like the Miami gentrification is just making it less appealing to a lot of people. I'm not shocked that another hotel is going through financial stress. When I see these sorts of things, the thing that I take away from this is I think this actually bodes really poorly for the Wilton Manors Hotel project when you think of its long-term economics.
I don't know.
You can say that, but like, first off, we don't have a beach next to us. Wilton Manors just doesn't. Like,
Yes.
and this isn't to attack anyone. Like, I think a lot of people give like the Wilton Manors Commission a hard time, thinking that things should be being built. And I'm like, our economy is not as strong as people think it is in Florida. Tourism, we were a big tourism part for America for a quarter century. People are, even if you take DeSantis and all that stuff out of the equation, all the politics, people are trying other places right now. Will they come back eventually? Yes, but I think that this is a sign of a larger economic problem facing South Florida.
Well, I mean, Florida is really expensive right now, too.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of, not even in terms of just cost of living, but also just coming here. I mean, Disney prices rises year by year. And in Miami Beach, where they're talking about, in the location they're talking about, those hotel rooms are some of the most expensive in the entire country.
Yeah.
South Beach has some of the most I mean, I just checked the location and I just realized that it is actually right next to Hotel Aqua, which every year I go to one of the Art Miami fairs, which is in the Aqua Hotel. And but the bottom line is that the places there are unreasonably expensive, and it is for really rich tourists only.
Yeah. Well, what you say, Dr. Bobby, it really resonated with me because I'll be giving my age away, but I came down here in 1989. And so South Beach was like popping for LGBTQ. And so all that you mentioned about it, I remember those days. But for a long time, it hasn't really felt to me like LGBTQ friendly. So I say that to make this point. Who in our community is going to pay all that money to stay at a hotel where you're in an environment that isn't as LGBTQ friendly? Now, with you, I'm thinking in regards to, yes, there's a waning thing with our tourism, but I think that Wilton Manors is one of the most thriving LGBTQ communities in the world, and I think that no one can take that away from us. So it'll have its peaks and valleys.
I think we're a thriving community. That's not the same thing as thriving tourism.
Yeah.
I've noticed, like, lately on the drive, there are still tourists, there's still cruise ships and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people come from south, like Miami area, come up to us. So they're not traveling from like Massachusetts or California. They're more local people that are coming to us.
I mean, the thing
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we
definitely.
are among the 3 counties in the what's known as the Gold Coast of Florida, whatever. You know, Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade, and Monroe has Key West. But out of those 3 counties, Wilton Manors is the only what we will used to call it the gay ghetto.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you, I feel probably, I would say I have to say I feel the most comfortable here in Fort Lauderdale around Wilton Manors. Yeah. I have done conferences up in Palm Beach, and I do not like the energy. I don't like it. I don't feel like welcomed or accepted. And you know, Miami is okay. I go down there from time to time for different things. It's not, but yes, you made a good point, Dr. Bobby. It's, you know, about this area being such a wonderful place for us LGBTQ. And hopefully the tourism will pick up again. Maybe they need to do a campaign, you know, like
maybe it's okay if our economy shifts to other things, though.
Yeah,
you know, like so many people move here now and want to live here, and that spurs bars to stay open and nightclubs.
Oh, honey, I just try to get sorry to cut you, but try to get a parking spot on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday. People are going to Wilton Manors.
I've given up a long time ago. I just take like
Uber.
Yeah, but like my only thing is like if the Wilton Manors Hotel doesn't move forward, this might be one of the reasons why, and it won't be anyone in the community's fault.
I actually think that the opposite. I think the Axel Hotel thought about coming to Fort Lauderdale, like even during the pandemic. They would have probably done better. They would build a brand. They would have welcomed gay cruise tourists.
Well, also, like, I feel so bad that they opened in January of 2020.
Oh, that was
Come on,
horrible.
The poor luck.
Talk about the worst timing.
That's like the worst. Like it's like a reverse lottery ticket.
Yes, exactly.
Survives, thank goodness.
Well, and I find it interesting, real quick, before we go to the next story, I find it interesting that they chose Havana, Cuba.
I'm not surprised because Cuba actually has a very pro-gay
I believe that the niece of Fidel Castro is lesbian.
Yeah.
I don't know if
believe
that's
so.
reflection. I know she was a big advocate, but
No,
two-thirds
she was.
of
I
Cuban
think
voters.
she was a lesbian. Yeah.
Two-thirds of Cuban voters.
You're outing her.
I know, right?
You're outing her on worldwide
Right.
TV now.
Two-thirds of Cuban voters voted to pass all sorts of LGBTQ
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I'm not shocked that Cuba.
I
is
just
a
hope
place
that
to
it's
God.
not exclusive for tourists, because what the Cuban government does is they have these tourist areas that are exclusively for tourists, and the
Yeah.
Cuban people aren't allowed in them. So let's see what happens.
Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platforms like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.